Welcome once again to the Vinyl Community Guncles. Here we are going to discuss the greatest and worst music of 2000, but go ahead and watch anyway. We call it Tops and Bottoms. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Mike from Hub Tunes, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the guy that called Craig a liar just today on Instagram, Richard from Calvin Wazoo.
Jeez.
So rude.
I love the way you stretch things.
Wow.
I'm practicing to become a political broadcaster. I hear you make more money, so I'm working on my word twisting and embellishments.
You want to work at Project Veritas then, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to make a little more money than that. All right, 2000 is the year, unfortunately, was pulled out of the hat. What am I doing? We're going to talk about our tops and bottoms. It could be albums, it could be singles, it could be best concert posters, could be the artist with the best shoes on. We just never know. It's all up to us individually. Yeah, looking sharp. So we're starting this time with Craig.
I'm starting
the tops of 2000.
So I did singles. Of course. I have some honorable mentions as per usual. And my honorable mentions are Katie Lang with Summer Fling, Faith Hill with Breathe, Tiffany featuring Crazy Bone, I'm Not Sleeping, No Doubt with Ex-Girlfriend, Erasure, Freedom, Madonna Music, Jody Messina, That's the Way, Dixie Chicks with Cowboy Take Me Away. Candy, If You're Out in the Club, Don't Think I'm Not. Okay. Lil' Kim, How Many Licks Does It Take to Get to the Center of a Yeah.
That was 2000?
That was 2000.
2000 licks? Wow, that's a lot of licking.
Yeah, it was a lot of licks. That's how many licks.
Seems like
spit.
What? Did you say spit?
Yeah, you have to use spit if you're looking for
2000. With 2000 licks, yeah, that's a lot of spit. Okay, Destiny's Child with Say My Name, Say My Name, Say My Name, and Blink 182 with All the Small Things. Shut it, Biffin.
I didn't say a word.
I know you did. Okay, stop your sign language or whatever. All right. Wait, do I do my single? I just wanted to mention, because they didn't really have a single, but Belle and Sebastian's Hold Your Hands, Child, You Walk Like a Peasant came out in 2000. The other, maybe. Well, this one, because there's no singles. The Cure's Blood Flowers came out in 2000. That's not really anything that exciting, but number 10 from me. Leanne Womack with I Hope You Dance. And that's just a very special song to me.
I used to hear the pop version of that all the time, and then when I got into country radio, it was a totally different version with like
different version, yeah.
Lone Star singing in the background.
Yeah.
And I literally thought there were two different songs playing at the same time, and I was freaking out for like a good minute, going because I had never heard these background because they're singing something completely different.
Yeah.
There's my I Hope You Dance story.
Yeah, it's just a good song. And Leanne Womack, I just feel, is very underrated. And that's all I'm saying about that. Number 9, Toni Braxton with He Wasn't Man Enough for Me. Number 8, D'Angelo with Untitled, How Does It Feel? Oh, my hell, that song.
Yeah.
I'm getting the vapors. How does it... Ooh, that song. Oh,
he gives me the
and vapors. D'Angelo up in that video, it's all... Ooh! Oh, somebody hose me down. Okay, number 7.
D'Angelo, right?
Watch that video. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No, see, Mike.
He is
that video.
Something else. He is.
Yeah, y'all haven't seen it.
No, probably. Or maybe I have. I just don't remember it.
Gonna give you. Well, if it doesn't give you dreams, it should. All right, number 7. Tracy Chapman with Telling Stories. Number 6, The Beautiful South with Just Checkin'. Number 5, Miss Jill Scott with Getting in the Way. You getting in the way of what I'm feeling. I'm about to take my earrings off. Give me some Vaseline. All right. I went back and forth because there's not a lot of good music in 2000.
No, there's not.
And I'm kind of embarrassed to have this on my list and to have it at number 4, but Santana and Rob Thomas with Smooth. It's so overplayed, but I really enjoyed it when it came out.
It was good.
It was great for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then now it's
in the clubs. It was played a lot in the clubs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 3, Macy Gray with Why Didn't You Call Me? I thought I'd see you again. And that record is just fantastic. I have her down here. Number 2, waited 8 years for this album to come out because they wait 55 million years in between albums. But at number 2, Sade with By Your Side. And I don't have it, but at number 1 for 2000, this is the best fucking song of that year. There's none better. Eels with Mr. E's Beautiful Blues. Goddamn right, it's a beautiful day. That is the best fucking song in the world.
I was going to pull that album, and I went over to my Eels collection. I do not own that on vinyl.
That one is kind of hard to find.
It's very hard to find, apparently, because I don't have it. I have probably 8 to 10 Eels records.
No Eels.
I don't have that one. I don't know why.
I don't know that record at all.
It's a great.
Is that
record.
the one with the white cover with the girl with the big eyes on it?
Yeah, and it's got Daisy's
no.
title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daisy.
It's the one with the cartoon. It's kind of like a cartoon drawing. It's not the one with the girl with the big eyes. I forget what's that called. I don't remember.
Girl with big eyes.
Right.
Oh, that's
I've had tickets to see Eels for over 2 years. I bought them before the pandemic, and they canceled, and then they canceled again. I think they've canceled 3 times, and they're finally coming in June this year. Yeah,
Carson Headrest did that too.
I
canceled like
Eels.
Twice.
Well, and they're from the UK, so it's like they're not going to schedule a tour if they. Yeah, that's it. That's
not that album. It's
not that one, but yeah.
Yeah, it's off Daisies of the Galaxy.
Here's a radio promo of the Eels.
I love Eels. Their album that came out last year is absolutely spectacular. That's it. Yeah. Their Extreme Witchcraft came out last year. It's one of their best records. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, well that was awesome. I didn't think that would be your number 1 pick, Craig. That's great.
I know very, very few of those. I really am unfamiliar with most of them.
Okay, well, I actually have honorable mentions because I don't own the CDs because it's all CDs. So having records, I only have like 8 that I pulled, I think. But honorable mentions to Belle and Sebastian. I thought I had that because they just reissued the entire Belle and Sebastian catalog. Yeah, and for some reason, I don't have that one, but I got pretty much everything else they've done. Another band that just canceled their entire U.S. tour. Morphine, The Night. I love Morphine. That's only out on CD. The Naked Self. A pretty good The record, not their best. The Jayhawk Smile. It is out on vinyl, but I do not have it. What else? The Dandy Warhols released a great record that year. Tales of New Bohemia, I believe it's called.
I still need to get some Dandy Warhols.
That's their big one. That's their biggest one. It's got that song that sounds like it sounds like Jumpin' Jack Flash. It was a huge hit for a while. I think Robert's going to pull it. But that's a great. I love the Dandy Warhols. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what a great record. It's got a song called Godless
and it's still
on
sealed, it looks like.
Great. That's a really good record. I need to get that because you can find that on vinyl. So those are my just a couple honorable mentions. And I got a few vinyl. I'll start with Gary Newman. This is Pure. This is his 9 Inch Nails era. Pretty good record for him. It's got a couple of really good singles. This is the box set, the tour edition. It's also on blue and white marbled vinyl, which it's really pretty. So Gary Newman, Pure. Total opposite end of the spectrum from Gary Newman is Billy Bragg and Wilco. This is Mermaid Avenue Volume 2. They redid songs by Woody Guthrie. They took Woody Guthrie lyrics and put them to music and stuff. And there's some really good stuff on this one. This one's really good. There's 3 volumes. This one's excellent, and there's a cute little kitty.
Kitty.
So Billy Bragg does like half the, not even half the songs. He probably does less than half, and then Wilco does the rest of them. And yeah, there's some really, really cool alt country Americana stuff on these 3 records. Another opposite end of the spectrum. This is Clinic. This is a really cool record. This is called Voot, I believe. Yeah. No, this is called Internal Wrangler. They are a post-punk kind of dance band, kind of similar to like the Faint, if anyone's familiar with the Faint. But this is huh?
Is that a female vocalist?
No.
Okay, then it's not who I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Clinic, this is a pretty good record. I really like it. Next up, one of my favorite records, PJ Harvey. This is Stories from the Sea, Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea. This is probably my second favorite. I like Dry, but this is probably right up there with that. Great PJ Harvey record. Rumor has it she's in the studio making a new record. Can't come soon enough. I love PJ Harvey. This record we just reviewed. Elliott Smith, Figure 8. We all know how I feel about this. It's great. And finally, I pulled this. This is a band from Chicago. They're still around. They're still making music. This is a band called The Sea and Cake. This is called We, and it came out in 2000. And it's a really cool record. They still tour all over. I think they still make records too. It's been a couple of years, but they're great. They're really, really cool. I think they're on Thrill Jockey, and really, really cool record. This is my favorite of all their records. So yeah, I actually have a favorite of 2000.
Wow.
It was not a good year for music. But we'll get into that when we get to our bottoms, won't we?
No, it was not a good year for music at all.
No.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. It's your
Buckle
turn.
up, ladies and gentlemen.
Again, I'm in rock radio at this point, so that's what I did. Rock radio singles, because it encompassed my whole life. It enveloped my whole life. What do you want to call it? I wasn't listening to a lot of other stuff because of my job, and, I was into music programming and whatever. That doesn't mean I get to program, hey, whatever I want. Hey, it's a new song I like. I'm going to throw it on the radio. That's not how it works. And before I get started, first of all, 2000's horrible. I've already talked about how you want to have a career in radio, you finally get one, and then everything goes to shit. And that was 95. We talked about that before. But by 2000, it just got worse and worse and worse. So by 2000, it's just absolute shit. It's absolute shit. So I want to give a real quick shout out, as we always do, to the As It Should Be channel. But this time the guy that's on the right, his name's Tommy. And they just did a video about the music of, I think it's 96 they're up to. And he absolutely nailed it. It was so nice to hear somebody else with the same opinion as I have, with that rock music just bottomed out. I mean, just fell through the floor in like 95, 96. And it just got, I don't know if I would assume he also thinks it got worse and worse and worse. So thank you so much. We'll talk about that in a little bit, more about that in a little bit. But here's my favorites. I got 9, best I could do.
10.
9 is a perfect number.
Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly. I mean, I guess. Right. I mean, best I could do.
I'm not a Foo Fighters
right,
fan.
Exactly.
Their video is it drags out almost literally.
I don't think I've ever seen this video.
Every gay trope imaginable. Their video
great.
is filled with all kinds of people
Wonderful.
that drag,
Oh, yeah, that's the one where they're in the plane.
Okay, well, I only have 8 then. Here's number 8, Corrosion of Conformity with Congratulations Song. You all know and love that one, right? Exactly. I've got both Deftones, the early one and the re-release. Back to School was actually 2001, but the song is Change in the House of Flies. Again,
yeah.
Compared to everything else, it's okay. Filter.
It's not bad.
Take a picture, I guess.
Don't know.
I mean,
are these your tops or bottoms, Robert?
Damn, these are tops. This is as good as it gets. There's a band that was made up of Nikki Sixx from Motley. They only had one album. They're called 58. Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue and Barry Gibb's son on guitar.
Oh.
Imagine what that sounds like.
Combination.
Yes.
Oh.
They had a weird song called Piece of Candy that was all about, back in the days. Remember See You, See Me? The internet, the cam-to-cam thing was called See You, See Me. It's all about that. It's about this girl that gets on camera. It's all on the internet, and it's all internet stuff. She gets freaky friends and has to go into hiding or whatever. It literally starts. The song starts with what is it? Not logging in, but powering connecting to the internet with all that. Yeah. Again, it's 2000. We're not going to have any really runaway great music here. A Perfect Circle with Judith. This is the Tool offshoot. It's okay. Yeah. Here's the 45. Okay. I also have the 2000, the original album. And I never opened it. It's kind of falling open here, but I've actually never opened this. This is worth like $600.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a very expensive record.
Yeah.
Never opened it.
Wow.
And also, I almost didn't show this. I don't know if I can show this, if the cord will reach, but I've shown this before, but my Perfect Circle record award with my name on it.
Oh, your name's on it?
Yeah, it was given to me.
Oh, it's so fancy.
I'm the music director. Yeah, I have that in Bush, for fuck's sake, which did not make the top 8. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, I guess.
Okay.
Best I could do is a song called Was.
CD. It's all right blues.
Yeah, it's really as good as it gets
Nothing
here.
Spectacular.
Nope. Number 2 is 9 Inch Nails and Into the Void. The other single, We're In This Together, was the year before, so that's 99. But yeah, Into the Void.
It's so good. I didn't realize that came out that year.
I didn't realize that came out in 2000.
The single is 2000. That's what I'm saying. The album is 99.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. We're In This Together is 99. Into the Void's 2000. And my favorite song of 2000 is by Queens of the Stone Age, and it's The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret. And this is probably my favorite album of 2000, actually, too. So
it's also one of their best records.
I would say it's it's definitely my favorite.
I was going to pull that, and I didn't. Yeah, great, awesome.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, one of that one of the Foo Fighters. That's one of my bottoms for the.
I've never seen that video. I have to check that out. I get set up by the Foo Fighters like that.
All right, so I just did singles, no albums, because I only have one album that was released in 2000, and it's a compilation that went back for like some old rockabilly and garage rock, that was some obscure stuff like that. But this was for me a really good year in the dance clubs. So all my singles are not, when I say something, I'm not talking about the radio edits. I'm talking about these dance mixes that they were playing in the clubs. This is house high energy dance. And some of these songs, as just the single, are like really lame, but some DJs did some really good things with them. For example, in my honorable mentions, Your Love Is My Love, Whitney Houston. But the dance version of that song was just absolutely incredible.
Clap your hands, y'all. It's all right.
Yeah, The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. Cher, again, dance mix. Ricky Martin with both Shake Your Bon Bon and She Bangs.
She Bangs, She Bang.
Yeah.
That was that.
Madonna's American Pie, which had all kinds of different club mixes going on. But by itself, the song is kind of meh. Santana.
Yeah, let me tell you, I forgot to show. So I have my music on vinyl. They added freaking American Pie to the vinyl release. It's not on the original album, but it's on the freaking vinyl. I don't need American Pie. I like another song from that movie, but
you couldn't walk into a gay bar in 2000 and not hear that.
Oh, that's true.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
God.
And there were a lot of different mixes. There were a lot of different mixes, and some of them were a little more trancey than others, and I like the trancey ones much more than the straight up pop ones. Santana, Smooth, again, that was a staple in the gay clubs. One that was not just a plain single, that as an honorable mention, is "It's a Beautiful Day" by U2. I like that song. It's a good song. Another one that was not a dance mix is by the Dixie Chicks, "Goodbye Earl."
Oh,
great song. And then Leanne Rimes, "Big Deal." That was big number one, and it was a good song. "There You Go" by Pink was another one. And then, but these next two again are the dance mixes that I'm thinking of.
Pink has been around since 2000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before
her debut came out in 2000.
She looks like a high school girl from back then. It's just amazing.
She hasn't aged. I just said because she has a new album coming out. I think she looks fantastic.
Yeah,
and I'm not a huge fan. I think she's really good. Actually, I do like her. I don't buy her music.
I like her.
She's really
cool,
cool.
and the dance mixes of her songs.
She seems really cool. She seems very down to earth.
Oh, she had a good interview too about and I can't remember the song, but she realized that there was a mom with a 13-year-old girl in the audience when she was singing it. It's that one about where she's going to the bar and picking up guys. "Be My Little Friend." What's the name of that song? I can't remember. Anyway.
And it's my least favorite of hers. Her second record is when she really started to get good.
Is that her debut?
That's her debut, yeah. But that's like she was produced by Reed, whatever that guy's name is.
L.A. Reid.
L.A. Reid, thank you. And
I remember that record.
They were really trying hard to make her like a Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera type of act.
L.A. told me you'll be something. You just have to change everything you are. You'll be a superstar. You'll just have to change everything you are.
You just gotta, yep. And she's so tired of being compared to damn Britney Spears.
So my last two honorable mentions, we got Hannah Jones. Was that All It Was? The dance mix, just amazing. A lot of these dance mixes, pulling from these CDs called Peak Hour, which the compilation just unfortunately they do not say what mix they're using, but they're just incredible. And then Whitney Houston's "I Learned from the Best." Great dance mix for that. So my top 10, these are all dance mixes. Okay. And they're coming from, like I say, these and there's so many good ones on here. Oh, they played these in Chicago. I was living in Michigan at the time, so there were essentially 3 bars that I was going to. One of them was in Lansing, which was called Diversions at the time, and then that changed into Spiral. Then there was one over, of course, in Douglas Dunes was one that I would get to.
Yeah, woo! I'm like woods out there, man.
Yeah. And then in Chicago, when I would get to Chicago, the routine was to start off at Sidetracks, then go over to Roscoe's. There were a few times when the Manhole was down where Hydrate used to be, and go there. First underwear party was at the Manhole. And then for after hours, head over to Charlie's. Yep. And then if I was still alive and still felt like it, then I would finish the pre-dawn hours at Steamworks and then walk out and into the sunlight of the day, hit the Melrose Cafe for breakfast, and then do my drive back to Michigan.
They had the best soup. I used to get their soup. I loved their soup. We're all drunk coming.
So at number 10, we've got Andrea Martin with "Share the Love." There we go.
Cool. The Dunes.
I never did get a T-shirt from the Dunes.
I got a grade D. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but.
Number 9 is Debbie Harry with "Command and Obey." Number 8 is Amber, Above the Clouds. Such a wonderful dance song for being out on the floor. Number 7, Eurythmics with 17 Again. Wonderful dance mix.
There was a dance mix of that?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, man.
Dude, there's a dance mix of everything. I heard a dance mix of My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah.
Yes.
They will put a beat behind anything. They would put a beat behind, like, Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Or the song that never ends.
Yes. Music by Madonna at number 6. Then Byron Stingley with That's the Way Love Is at number 5. And then moving into number 4, we got Olive with the original song by 10cc, I'm Not in Love. Yeah. What a fantastic dance mix that was. And then The Book of Love with Boy. Great song.
The Paul Hoffenhofer remix came out that year.
Yeah. Wish I knew which remixes they were, because like I say, these CDs do not identify what the mixes are. At number 2 is Sexual by Amber. And then my number 1 single for the dance halls was Tony Braxton's He Wasn't Man Enough. What are you thinking? Yeah. It's such a great song. I got in so much trouble with that.
Was Command and Control Debbie Harry or Blonde?
Yes. That was a Debbie Harry song.
Oh, okay. Because wasn't that right around 2000 when Maria came out?
Yeah, it was like 99, I think.
99.
99?
Yeah, I think that was...
What a hit that was. When they came back with that, wow. That's a good album, too. I think it's called No Exit or Exit or something like that, yeah. It's a good record.
I have the 12-inch from Maria. But
yeah,
I don't
there were a lot of good songs on there.
Yeah, I don't believe that album has been released on vinyl. I could be wrong, but...
I'm sure that one.
Then the hit song on my birthday was Everything You Want by Vertical Horizon. I don't know who that is.
He's everything you want. He's everything you need. And then something inside of her. And I'm everything you need.
Yeah, well, that was the number 1 single the week of my birthday.
Man,
I
hate this band.
You're a better
everything
person.
about them.
Yeah,
Jesus
Richard, you're
Christ.
a better person for never hearing that song. So lucky
the album with the orange cover. There had to have been 5.
Pet Shop Boys, very.
No, Robert's going to pull it out because Robert has a lot of music that sucks.
That he hates.
He keeps in his collection.
He has so much that he hates.
I hate this album. It was played everywhere, and it is so vanilla. It's
I thought I had it. I don't have that.
Oh,
it's
sad.
Good. I'm glad you don't. It's just
terrible,
awful.
Right up there with
All right,
9
well,
days.
let's not give it any more time.
I found this on the web.
Oh, I found this on the web.
It's my watch.
Your watch just talked to us. Hi, watch.
It has nothing to do with Vertical Horizon. Okay.
Yeah. I found this.
Okay, so that was our tops of 2000. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Top. Yeah.
I find it a little difficult to believe that. I don't actually, because I was around in 2000. I totally get that was probably the best that was available. I think Mike probably has the best out of that, in my opinion. Because I haven't heard a lot of it.
Mine is pretty great.
Yeah,
oh my God. Okay, so that's the tops. Are you ready for the bottoms?
Some bottoms up in here, okay?
Woo!
Woo! Get it! All right.
We're also going to be reviewing an album coming up too, so stay tuned for that. It's got a tiger on the front. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's an album.
I don't remember what it's called either. Actually,
it's called 4 Stars. I remember the album name, but it's the Barn Burners or something, or the
Greenhornes.
The Greenhornes. Where did they get Barn Burners?
I don't know. Barn Burners, Greenhornes, it's all the same thing. Okay, at number 5 for the bottom, I'm just going to say fucking Creed with Arms Wide Open because it's you, and I don't need to say anymore. It's fucking Creed.
Yeah.
And they're terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Creed.
Toby Keith How do you like me now? Well, I didn't like you before, and I still don't like you.
I actually like that song because
God.
it's a total. You have to know the story behind the song, though.
Maybe I need to know the story, but ugh, Toby Keith.
Where did you just country out of nowhere? That's crazy.
Hey, it's what I'm here for. It was ugh. Okay. Number 3, I despise this woman, and I'm glad we don't have to see her anymore. She's dumb as a box of rocks. Ugh. Jessica Simpson, I want to love you forever. I hate her. Okay, I'm not gonna love her. I will hate her forever. Like I don't. Ugh. Good God. Number freaking 2. Number 2.
Yes, they all are. So
That song, the thong. Fucking Cisco with his goddamn. She got junk in the thong, motherfucking thong, the thong song.
How do you not like that?
It's terrible.
Right.
Never heard it.
You are lucky. You are a very lucky person for never hearing the thong song. I had a roommate that thought Cisco was the sexiest man in the world. He is not. And I had to hear that song all the time, and I almost actually slit her throat in the middle of the night because I did not want to hear it.
That song
just broke the CD.
I saw that song in the list for the top singles, and just the name Fawn. I did not want to go look it up to listen to it to see what it was.
You are better.
So I've never listened to it.
Better for you. Number 1, I hate this song more than anything in the world. I don't understand why people think it's romantic. I don't understand why people think it's beautiful and they need to have it for their wedding song. It is a piece of garbage, and I'm just going to say Lone Star with Amaze because it's crap. And that is
that's a wedding. That's strictly for weddings.
It's terrible.
But I don't know if I should admit this or not, but when I was on a morning show, I wrote a song called Tong Song, and it was all about cooking out.
Oh,
give me them tongs.
Well, I would probably like songs. I don't want to hear thong song, and I don't want to hear stars. So there you have it. Most terrible songs of 2000. And there's more.
Yeah,
they're just the worst.
Wow.
Well, you should flip on rock radio for the worst. There's I don't know if there's worse than thong song, but
there was so much on there that was terrible. But I was just like, these are just the ones that Ice Pick.
And everything was amazing, I think. And it might have been because of that Lone Star song, but everything was described as amazing for 10 years after that. Like anybody, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, you're amazing. It's amazing. You're amazing. She's amazing. He's amazing. That's amazing. It's amazing. Instead of awesome became amazing.
Oh.
I do often.
Anyway,
I can honestly say I've never heard any of those songs.
It was easier for Valley Girls to pronounce.
Have you never heard Lone Star Amazed before?
I don't.
What you do, baby. I'm amazed by you.
Piece of garbage. Piece of garbage.
Yeah, I will concur. Very lucky.
Okay.
Lucky.
I just got a couple of things written down. First of all, Bare Naked Ladies. What the fuck? I've heard a couple of Bare Naked Ladies songs, and I don't get it. I don't understand why. And they were huge back then. They had a huge album that year. I have quirky, weird, and stupid.
Yeah, that's what it is. Quirkiness.
Ricky Martin, quirky, weird, and stupid. I hate Ricky Martin.
She bangs.
He was. He's still pretty good looking too.
Viva La Vida Loca.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins made one of their worst albums, probably their worst actually. Machina. That's an awful album.
Oh yeah.
Lou Reed came back and made Ecstasy. Not a good record. Lou Reed's made a lot of bad records, but that one's definitely up there. And King Crimson came back. Big reformation of King Crimson, and they released a horrible record called The Construction Light, which I don't have. I don't think anyone has. And
yeah, I don't have it. I heard some stuff from that, and I'm like, ew.
And I don't. I mean, and I wasn't. I went through the list of. I don't know any of these songs, so I'm assuming they suck. I'm Creed. You know, I've heard a couple of Creed songs, but you know, I have no interest in Creed or Bare Naked Ladies or anything like that.
He was such a douche nozzle too.
Yeah, big time.
I mean,
Major.
Linkin Park.
He had a thing where he made the video director I don't remember what video it was, but recut the video to include more Christ-like poses from him in it, and that's I've heard that from multiple sources.
What?
Who is this guy?
Strap? Scott Strapp or something? Scott Stapp?
He's the piece of crap. Scott Crap.
Yeah.
Scott
also wrote a song called "With Legs Wide Open."
Scott
it was
Strapp
my high point of writing parody songs.
Oh, you wrote that.
That would be a good dancer's name, Scott Strapp.
But yeah,
I hate him.
So yeah, speaking of being on the radio, told my story.
Yeah,
had a dream of being on the radio. You know, loved music since I was 2 years old. Finally get on the radio and everything goes to shit. I felt so cheated. I felt like somebody played a trick on me. And that was 95, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse every year to the point where in 2001 I had enough and just quit. And it was mostly because of the music. I mean, what an immature decision to make. And I went to a news station started a news station in the building that was modern AC. But anyway, so 2000 was just absolutely abysmal. And I don't even have a lot of like specific bottoms written down for this because I'm doing the active rock is what it's called. The format's called active rock singles. I did look at the top 100 singles in active rock for 2000. I have the list, and you could just basically pick just about anything off of here, and it would be a bottom. All of this is just shit. It's like you've fallen into a vat of feces, like in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and just grabbed two handfuls and went, oh, which shit's worse? It doesn't matter. What's the point? It's all shit. And so, I mean, we're talking about Creed, aforementioned. It was also when Nickelback debuted in the U.S. on the radio. So Linkin Park, shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, shut up.
Literally a Linkin Park lyric. Awful. The Offspring at this point is basically a self-parody. They're putting out songs like She's Got Issues and shit. They're done. Pearl Jam has become boring. I think they're going to put out the remake of Last Kiss. You know, they're doing that at this point. Def Leppard and all the bands that had like put out releases like 5 years before that nobody cared about, they're still trying shit. It's like, it was just, there was nowhere to turn. It was all horrible. But I think some of the worst shit was like, you know, you had Limp Bizkit.
Oh.
They were on their like third album with shit like Break Stuff, song about I want to break some stuff tonight. I'm gonna break stuff. I want to break some stuff, and just stupid shit, and not even funny, fun stuff, just dumb shit. And Kid Rock, for God's sakes, he's pretty much given up at this point, and he's got a song called American Badass. You know, sampling, right, where you take like 5 seconds of a song and loop it. No, we're done with that. We're just gonna take an entire Metallica song, Sad But True. Cut out the parts with vocals, take the whole song, not even sample, just take the whole song and just scream over the top of it. I'm Kid Rock. If you don't like it, you can suck my dick. I'm going to blow up like Oklahoma. You know, just stupid shit. And I'm straight out the trailer.
I knew people who liked Kid Rock, and I'm like, geez.
Well, he's a fucking fraud. I'll tell you that. He's not straight out the trailer. Okay, first of all, he's from a very, very affluent suburb of Detroit. His father owned like 3 or 4 different car dealerships. He had a house, keeper. He had a big-ass pool. He is from wealth, and he's a total fucking phony. And I'm so tired of his bullshit persona, this character that he plays. And everybody believes that's, I'm from the streets of Detroit with a Z or whatever the fuck. Bush, when you thought, the early, like the 95 Bush, everything Zen, glycerin, they're actually they got worse. The chemicals between us, songs that people don't even remember. That's how bad this shit is. It's like, you watch Vinyl Community videos and shit with people showing records. Nobody shows any rock stuff from 2000 because it's all been forgotten. They don't even bother releasing half of it on vinyl. The Creed that just came out on vinyl that Craig sent me a fucking photo of. Nobody's showing that shit going, oh my God, my Creed album. I couldn't wait for this to come out on vinyl because no one cares. That's why it took this long to come out. No one cares. And just horrible. And you had shit like Aaron Lewis. This is probably the worst one. or an example of one of the worst ones. This guy named Aaron Lewis, who I think has since become like some right-wing country guy or something, singing about Donald Trump. But back then, he was with a group called Stained. And he comes out with this solo song where it's just him and an acoustic guitar just moaning the whole time, going, I'm on the outside, I'm looking in, I can see through you, I see your true color. Just cliche after. He might as well have been singing like, a stitch in time saves 9, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, like rats off a sinking ship. I mean, just a series of fucking cliches. We played that thing in heavy rotation, which means once every 5 hours. It must have been 3 months. And then, this is a live version, by the way, from the Family Values tour, which was awful. In the middle of it, Fred Durst comes out and goes, yo, Biloxi, this is the real motherfucking deal, yo! Oh, there. And then we played that for like months in heavy rotation. Then it's time to play the studio version for like months in heavy rotation. It's like the song that wouldn't fucking go away. And you had people calling up, hey, can you play Outside from Aaron Lewis? I really relate to that.
My God, I've never even heard this song.
Fucking
I've
never
heard this.
Well, I've got, for people who have never, and people are like, oh, no, rock music was the bomb. It was off the chain in 2000. I have a challenge, okay? And I'm going to put the link in the comments. I want you to look up the top 100 songs, U.S. active rock, not modern rock, not UK, not some obscure band. What was on U.S. active rock radio, and I want you to pick out 10 awesome songs up here. That's my challenge. Link in the comments. Anyway, I was talking about the As It Should Be channel. Yeah, and the guy on there, Tommy, they were doing 1996, and it was so incredible because he totally nailed it with his description. And I thought that it might just be me because now I'm working in the business. Maybe I'm seeing behind the curtain. Maybe I know how the sausage is made, so that's why I don't like this music anymore. But it totally wasn't. He totally had the same opinion. Rock died. It was replaced. And I've heard theories from a label rep that this is actually a conspiracy by like people, because music just doesn't happen. It's not a weed. It just doesn't grow and become popular. This is all promoted stuff from record labels and whatever. So why are they putting this horrible music and nothing but on the radio? Her theory was it's to dumb people down. In the early 90s, rock, it was felt that rock was getting too poetic. It was getting too it was forcing people to think for themselves. They were starting to become anti-corporate.
I would believe that. I would
starting
believe
to have,
that.
With it's the Seattle stuff and the alternative stuff. So this was a way to put a crush on that and dumb everybody way down with like the Korn and the Limp Bizkit and the Kid Rock. Dumb everybody down, make them docile, but still keep the anger. That's why people are just walking around in a rage, but they don't know what they're raging at this point. Yeah. They're just going up to cameras and going, extreme! And that's the attitude. Check out 2 documentaries. One of them they're both awesome. One of them is shorter. The shorter one is on Showtime. There's also a newer one that's like 3 parts long on Netflix about Woodstock 99.
Oh, yeah.
Totally nails it. Totally nails the attitude.
Yep.
The thing is those teenagers and young adults, what age are they now? And what's happening
all the Tea Party people.
What's happening in this country now?
Yep.
There you go. It's all this shit. It's all these people have now aged into politics. I was
thinking about that a little while ago when you were talking earlier. That my God, this is kind of the start of the zombie people who that don't know any.
I was hearing that conspiracy theory back then. Yeah. Not like now in retrospect, but back then this label rec was like, I seriously think that because we're seeing all this great music coming out and we can't do anything with it. We've got to set it aside so we can put out Limp Bizkit and Korn and shit. Jonathan Davis from Korn, management told him, when you do interviews, I want your ass chewing gum and I want you saying and you sound too smart.
Really? Because he's quite intelligent, right? Yeah.
You'll never see that.
It also doesn't help that bands like Smashing Pumpkins, King Crimson, and Lou Reed, all respectable, are making garbage. So, garbage albums. I mean, those are probably the 3 worst records in those artists' catalogs, and they all came out in the same.
And bands that were bad, but kind of like whatever, like I say, like Bush, are putting out the even worse shit than they put out before. It's like everything just went to shit, and it's hard to believe that was all just a coincidence or all just a accident or whatever. There had to be something behind that.
It's interesting.
And the same thing with pop music, and the same thing with all that. It's just everything got really, really dumbed way, way down.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we don't have people that are, a lot of people that are showing, that are really into it now. Oh my God, the best music ever was Limp Bizkit, best album ever. I don't hear that a lot.
I never hear that. I also don't hang out with.
I'm still seeing videos of people showing Beatles albums and Rolling Stones reissues and shit, and talking about like Lou Reed, New York or whatever. But I never hear anything about. Oh my God, the new Bush is finally getting released on vinyl. I got to go grab it. Anyway, those are my bottoms.
I was surprised I only had one record from 2000, and it was a compilation of 1960s music.
I forgot though. We didn't show. This would be a good time to do this. We didn't show pictures of ourselves from 2000.
Got last week too.
Here's a picture of me in 2000. Okay. Can you see this?
You have to select it and then show it.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
There's me in 2000. If that gives you any idea. That's me at work. Okay, wait a minute here. We'll show everybody else. Me in 2000. You have Richard in 2000. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Again at work, I'm assuming.
Yeah, at work. Yep.
Working
you
hard.
have Mike in 2000.
Me? Oh dear.
Forcing a smile.
Christmas 2000. Yep. Still wearing baseball hats.
And we have Craig in 2000.
That's my mommy.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Nice.
So yeah, those are us in 2000. But I thought that with my face looking like that, it was a perfect time to.
That is perfect time for that. But Richard's still got to give us his bottoms.
Yes.
And I have just two.
What? Huh?
I have just two. And one of them is the one that Robert mentioned as a sort of a top, and that was Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters, because of the blatant queer baiting in the video. It's just really
I rescind my
really bad. And you mentioned Kid Rock and the one song God Only God Knows Why.
Oh God,
terrible.
That was like Jesus.
Terrible.
Yes, that was. That's all I've got to say about the bottoms in 2000. That's it.
Total
fraud. All right, well, let me pull our next one.
Oh yeah.
Right.
2001.
It's a good year.
It's actually 2018. No, just kidding. Our next year, 1973.
Oh my God! Thank you.
1970. That's a good year.
I wouldn't mind 2018 because I don't know a lot, and it would allow me to learn a lot about the music. I just can't stand this late '90s stuff because I know all.
No, it's awful.
It's awful.
It's all Vertical Horizon and Kid Rock.
It
sounds like one of those two. It's all garbage.
Right, one or the other.
For my weekly show, I
or
had
the
to
thong
combine.
song. That's the other.
I combined 2000 up to 2005 because there was nothing worth showing, and then after 2005, I started doing individual years again. So because there was a lot, and I have more stuff, and just the music got better.
Well, I would blame this late '90s stuff, early 2000s rock stuff on a lot of the brick walling that happened with CDs, because you could just crank all this shit up, and it didn't matter when you were processing it. Yeah. And when you start actually having music again with different layers and different instruments that you actually want to hear, they tried to brick wall that, and it didn't work. And everybody's like, I'm just going to go back to records.
That's a good point.
So, yeah. So now it's time for our album review, and this album is from, I think, 2011 or something, right?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
And it
is this one here by the Greenhornes, Cincinnati band.
Pretty
it's got a little
interesting cover. And I'll go last.
And I am first on this as well. So, the Greenhornes. They're not bad. And the lead singer's name is Craig. So that's very exciting because, people named Craig, they're kind of cool. Well, unless you're this bag, then you're not really cool. But no, I did enjoy this album. I don't have a lot to say. Just rock music. At the first song, I was not that it was terrible. I was like, "Oh, am I gonna like this?" And then it just seemed to get better. I really, really liked this song, "Cave Drawings." And then the song 13, that one was kind of bleh for me. But My Sparrow, that one, really, 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 really great. And then Go Tell Henry is another one that I really enjoyed. So I didn't get a lot of time to, let it marinate. But I listened to it 3 times. Twice was in the car, so I couldn't really concentrate, but I did enjoy it. It's not something I like. I may even look into them. They're done though. This was their last album. So.
Yeah.
Well,
right, but they
did something with Eric Burden or whatever, but
they've done long periods without a record, so they may be done, but who knows? They may come out with them.
Yeah. Well, it said when I was reading about them, it said that they were broken up in like 2011 or 12, but. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it, and that's a good thing when I don't hate things. So. And I feel like it's 3.5. It's not quite what the title suggests, but it is 3.5 rainbows.
It's called 4 stars. That's the joke.
Yeah, that's the joke. Get it, y'all? Sheesh. Listen, got it.
Okay. I really like this record. It is a throwback to a 70s, 1974, 75 record. It's not groundbreaking. It's a pretty standard formula. It's not going to change the world. The only thing that really surprised me about it is it's from 2010. I thought that was really cool. And Richard has suggested records before that the Sheepdogs are also a current band. They just released an album last year, and their sound is a throwback to 73, or actually it's 76, and just really cool, just a vintage sound. And this album is, I really like this. I listened to it I put it on, and the first song, Saying, I just abbreviated, but Saying Good. I was like, wow, this is great. I was like, this is really solid. And then the next song, Underestimator, is the perfect 70s folky rock song. It's great. It's probably my favorite song on the record. Also, I love the cowbell. There's cowbell all over this record. So
More
if
cowbell.
you like cowbell, there is cowbell everywhere. The opening track has cowbell. Better Off. I love that song. It's just a throwback to just a simple 70s rock song. If you like even Fog Hatters, bands like that, really good. Cave Drawings, I love the bluesiness to it, and it just builds to a crescendo. I love that song too. I love the harpsichord. There's a harpsichord sound to it. I don't know if it's an actual harpsichord, but it's got a great groove to it. I absolutely loved it. Song 13 reminded me of a band called Golden Smog, which is Gary Loreas and Jeff Tweedy from Wilco, Gary from the Jayhawks. It just has that folky Americana feel to it. Really, really like that. My Sparrow was not my favorite song on the record.
Oh, so good.
I liked it, but it was okay. Need Your Love is just a hard rock 70s. It reminded me of Foghat. It's got cowbell going. I love that song. Go Tell Henry was all of a sudden like this psychedelic song. It had a real psychedelic 70s, early 70s feel. Get Me Out of Here, kind of a throwaway. Hard to Find, a bluesy number, kind of also a throwaway. But I listened to this record 3 times in the car, and I'm telling you, every time I played it louder and louder each time. I then came home and went to try and buy the vinyl, and it's well over $50. So unless I
is it really?
Yeah, I looked.
Oh,
I looked online, and it's well over 50. If I
I did
find
not
it,
pay that.
if I stumble across it somewhere, and if I see it on a shelf, I will grab it. But I'm not going to run out and get it. I'm not going to order it online or anything. But I absolutely love this record. I thought it had a great vibe to it. Had I not known it was from 2010, I would have thought a mid 70s,
yeah.
folk rock record, and rock and well, not folk. There's a couple of folky songs, a couple of slight songs, but just a great listen. I really, really enjoyed this. I'll give it 4 rainbows. Oh, shit.
Oh no.
What?
Robert Pippin hates it.
Did not hate this. I just thought it was very throwback, and it was kind of like, a lot of it reminded me of like the Replacements. It just didn't, it was kind of there. It was okay. It was kind of like, I kept thinking of with one of those I got the 60s out of it. I didn't get the 70s out of it. Like bands that do like 60s covers in concert, and then they do like their own song to sound like that. It sounded like an album full of those. So it's
you're
kind
saying
of like,
it's derivative.
Yeah, it's very derivative, and it's actually Jack White associated. It's actually half of the Rancateurs. Who they are.
Really?
So they're not like a cheap garage band or just some it's basically a bunch of real musicians that have a little side project that are just kind of hanging out and having fun. It sounds like.
Is it the lead singer from the Raconteurs? Because Jack White only sings like a couple of songs.
I believe so. It's him and the other guy, and then a third person that's not in the Raconteurs. Or Raconteurs.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I love them. Yeah, that's Jack White's best band.
Yeah, and you can hear how Jack White has been removed because it doesn't have any of the real way out stuff.
So
or real
interesting.
Experimental type stuff. But it's very, it's like the Replacements or whatever. I didn't hate it or anything. I thought it was just okay. I will give it 3 rainbows.
So I don't know who the members are. Craig Fox, Patrick Keeler, Brian Olive, and Jack Lawrence. So, but this was their only record that they did with White.
It was better than the Foo Fighters.
But they've been around since 1996, formed in Cincinnati, Ohio. So yeah, I got this. I'm surprised that it's like $50 because I was able to get this for $26.
That I'd pay.
Yeah, and from a vendor in Montana of all places, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, the Saying Goodbye, Underestimator, really strong start, to the record. Their first release was in 1999, and then their supposed best release, I think, was like in 2006. My computer is not responding.
So is it this
2002? So they have 4 records. They have 4 releases. And the first one, 1999, and then they had one in 2001, and then 2002, and then they went to Third Man Records for this one in 2010. Cave Drawings, what I really liked about Cave Drawings, I felt like there was a little bit of Syd Barrett kind of feel to it, with the both with the music and kind of the lyrics, the story with it, and Song 13. My Sparrow was also my least favorite. It's a very pretty melody, but it just didn't do that. Side 2, I think, is the stronger side. The songs are much better in terms of their strength. I like the way they end the songs without fading. They end. Their influence is actually a little bit earlier than maybe the 70s because it's the Yardbirds, the Who, and the Kinks is what their influence comes from. And there are a couple songs where, it's, like Robert was saying, you can hear it's very close to being derivative. I wouldn't go all the way to say that, but overall, I think this is a really good record, and I'm certainly glad that I got it and worked out the deal with the seller because he messed up one of my orders, so he gave me, some other options. He didn't really mess it up. He gave me a stereo version of something that was advertised as mono. And I want both the stereo and the mono, so it worked out. But anyway.
I remember you telling this story.
Yeah. So I give this 4 rainbows.
So I'm seeing they did an album with Eric Burdon. It looks like it's just an EP, though. It only has maybe 4 songs?
They might have.
Yeah, that was like in 12 or something like that.
Yeah, 2012. Eric Burdon and the Greenhornes. Yeah, there's only 4 songs.
Yep, Eric Burdon and the Greenhornes. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, and they're all Eric Burdon original songs. I'm going to check that out because I love Eric Burdon. I think he's one of the great singers of all time, and I think he doesn't not get enough credit. I got to check that out. Interesting.
14.5 is the grand total of Rainbow.
Yeah, that was a fun record. I think I really liked it because it surprised me. I thought it was going to be just a typical 2010 kind of alternative record, and it just popped right when I listened to it.
I think I would see I don't know if I would get that record, but I would see. It's a band you would see in concert because you can't go back and see 60s and 70s bands in concert, but you can see somebody sounding like that. Okay, so for next week, I thought I'd go back to the 70s. Enough of this 2000s nonsense.
It's true.
And just for the record, I did pick an album from 2022 last time I did this.
You did.
But this time it's from 1979, and it's Blondie, Eat to the Beat. One we all probably already know. I thought I'd make it easy for everybody. Do one you probably already know and love. Switch it up. Or maybe you know and hate. This didn't really get that good reviews and was not really that well received. Maybe retrospectively it's been reevaluated, but it's the follow-up to
Parallel
Lines.
Don't influence us.
And,
we've got to listen to it and review it.
Yeah, you've all heard this before.
We like it. We dig it.
I think this is from late 1979 too, so it's also considered an album from the 80s. But yeah, Eat to the Beat from Blondie.
It's their fourth record, right?
Yes. It is.
Yay, Blondie. Hey, Debbie Harry.
So do we want to say anything really quickly? Because, we've got some time left about Record Store Day.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
There are a lot of things actually in that list that I want to get. There's 5 records by Soul Jazz Records. And I'm like, holy shit. Because I'm going to want to get all of them. Oh, yeah, shit. Right there, it's going to be close to $200, Yeah. And then they've got the, what was the box set that I saw? Oh, the Eric Dolphy, that Eric Dolphy set.
Is that a box?
Really it's like 3 records, I think, or something. But yeah, there's some stuff in there that Daddy's going to need to give me some money.
Yeah, I saw a few things. Every Record Store Day, there's always something for everybody. These people who poo-poo Record Store Day, I get it, but if you look, there's always something for somebody, And I always find, oh shit, Robert's gonna poo-poo it. But
there's a lot of exclusives with this one too. There aren't so many firsts. There are a lot of exclusives.
I'm getting real tired of all the live.
Yeah.
All these
Chris
live
I'm crediting different
Absolutely
people with
ridiculous.
First I talked about Tommy from As It Should Be and how he really nailed the whole sound of rock in 2000, or he actually was talking about 96. Chris from Record Talk just put up a video and said Record Store Day has become a bunch of glorified bootlegs.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Literally. No, that would be a Chris drop.
It really has. I mean, but in the middle, in all of those live, always some gems. And I just went through it real quick. I've only looked at the list like once. I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan. Jerry Garcia, I'm going to get both of those. I'm going to get both those live sets. Medeski, Martin, and Wood, a fantastic jazz rock band from, God, probably the 90s.
It's becoming very, very jazz, I noticed, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of jazz. I'm actually starting to stay away from the jazz because I buy so much already. I don't need these jazz reissues.
I don't need those
I mean,
either.
it's something. Yeah, no, you don't. But Medeski, Martin and Wood, great band from the probably late 80s and 90s. Their vinyl is absolutely impossible to find, and if you do find it, it's hundreds of dollars. So they're reissuing one of their records. I'm going to grab that. The Jazz Dispensary is just a funky. Every record store day they release a remakes and funky like remixes of jazz classics. I always grab those. They're super cheap. They're like $21. Warren Zevon's The Wind, one of his final records, a great record. Super glad that's being reissued. Hal Blaine, the drummer from he was the drummer in the guys who always did like the Beach Boys,
the Wrecking Crew.
Wrecking Crew. I think he was in the Wrecking Crew. He made a record, something like psychedelic drumming, in like the late 60s, and that's being put out. I'm really excited about that. And then Susie Sue has a record coming out too, so I might grab that.
There was on there.
I didn't see that.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I thought I saw maybe. You know what? It might be UK.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at the UK
I bet
list.
it's UK.
I haven't looked at the UK list because if there was something Susie on there, it would be on my list. So.
I didn't see the Hal Blaine thing either.
Tell me that better not be UK, because the UK list is very different this year. I always skim the UK list, and and
I didn't think I forgot to look at that list. I normally do the same thing. I look at them both.
And I'm with the live reissue of this. Everybody is saying that it's not a picture disc, but it does say it in the description.
It says it in the description first time.
But I've watched at least 3 videos of people previewing, and they've all said it's not a picture disc.
Because it doesn't say it in the title, but it says it in the description. And
it does. I'm
sorry. Do you believe that The Cure is going to do a record store day that's not on picture disc? I don't.
So it's going to be a double picture disc.
Yeah, it's going to be a double picture disc.
And The Cure, the Violent Femmes is another picture disc. It's like, who is wanting these picture discs?
It's collectibles.
Yeah, there's an Altered Image. There's an Alison Moyet on the UK.
Wow. Yeah, the UK list. I skimmed it. It looked very different.
I want the Dolly Parton, the Monument singles. I thought that was interesting, how they're putting her singles on a single disc.
At the B-side, too.
Yeah, and the B-sides, which I don't think some of those B-sides are on the world of Dolly Parton. And then I didn't get the Beggar's Banquet 50th anniversary one that came out a few years ago with all the... I'm not big on box sets and outtakes on records or whatever. So I might get the Beggar's Banquet with the gray black swirl thing because I don't have a really good copy. I mean, I have it, but it's from the 60s and it's not, Rolling Stones albums are usually not in the best condition. So I might get that, and there's might be a couple of other things. The Nuggets box, the Nuggets double album.
Yeah.
Those are always great.
Yeah, this is just a repressing of the original one with the original, double album. And
those aren't record store day exclusives, right? The Nuggets, those are just first day.
Yeah, RSD firsts, not exclusives.
Right. So they'll be in the stores.
Right. But, sometimes I like the experience of just, being in line, the whole crowd, being a part of it,
I love going to my store. My store is very well organized.
Yeah, I might have to get in line
I love
early.
hanging out. I see the same people every single time I go.
Right, it's a community type thing.
Yeah, and I get there an hour and a half before he opens.
And the donuts.
I'm looking at the UK one, and now I'm angry. So, there's all this kind of
it's always better. Are you kidding?
I'm there's freaking Bros. When will I be famous?
Girl, what? I don't know what Bros is.
Yeah, you don't know what Bros is. I do. Those are my boys from the 80s. Oh my, and yeah, there's Altered Image.
I just wish instead of some of these vault concerts that weren't good enough to release in the last 40 years and suddenly they're good enough now, I wish they would just start re-releasing some of the stuff that, is $300 right now. Just re-release that and make it a Record Door Day exclusive. Put it on some color vinyl that's an exclusive, and the people who already have it might buy the new color version, and the people who don't have it, like me, will buy the $25 record as opposed to just sitting and looking at the freaking $300 one.
On the UK one, There's a picture right there of the Cure show on picture disc.
Is it?
It's showing the album cover on the record. So there you have it.
That's too bad because I probably would. I
have a bootleg.
I never said you were lying, Craig.
I know you did.
And neither did I.
No. And Mike was excited, and then I had to be like,
because
sorry in the description.
He put "not" in all caps. I saw it.
I did.
No, Mike did. He put it was not a picture disc.
Oh, right, he did, and then I had to say. So one thing that's actually exciting for me is the Kenny Rogers "Farewell to the Gambler."
That's everybody. That's other people doing the songs, right?
I know, but I was there.
Oh, well, yeah.
I was at that show, and the last hi Terry, the last songs on it are Kenny and Dolly together, and
so it's like a souvenir type thing.
Yeah. Well, and then I mean to have the last three, that was the last time Kenny performed.
Right.
And they're gonna press a shitload of those because everyone's gonna try and scoop those up.
And you were talking about that who's that guy? I can't remember his name now. That you said did that terrible song earlier, Sean something. What was his name?
Sean Colvin, Sean Cassidy, Sean
Aaron Lewis.
Aaron Lewis.
He was at
just like Sean.
Yeah, I know, but he performed "Coward of the County" at that show.
Oh, what? Remember how I told you I had that Kato record where I made a scratch over one song so the needle just went right over it?
And it wasn't good. The Flaming Lips
of course
were
not.
there too, which was pretty cool. The Tori Amos, the B-sides, that would be cool for me, except I don't understand why anything from Crucify EP is not on that.
Because that'll be next year or the year. I mean,
maybe they'll do the Crucified EP, but I don't understand because it has her amazing cover of "Smells Like Teen Spirit." It's better than the original.
Yeah.
The Frou Frou EP would be cool. Of course, the Dolly Parton. Y'all are gonna laugh at me, but I'm very excited about the PM Dawn Bliss album. I loved PM Dawn so much.
You're right.
Yeah. I know
you're going to laugh at you.
I knew you were going to laugh at me. But I love PM Dawn. I was excited about.
I told my PM Dawn joke, right? What did PM
Yes.
Dawn wear sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Check out the previous episode for the answer to that.
I have a PM Dawn CD.
Of course you do.
I've always really liked it.
I love PM Dawn, and that album, the Bliss
I don't
album.
know who this is.
So,
PM Dawn, they're like they're a hip hop act.
Set adrift of memory, bliss of you, and they did Inside, I Die Without You. I will not mention the Beatles cover. I love it, but anyways,
I don't know what that is.
They did Norwegian Wood, and it's fantastic.
More like Norwegian wouldn't.
Yeah, and then would hate it. So we already know this.
Right up there with Rascal Flatts doing Revolution.
Oh God. So the prefab Sprout, I was excited. I was yeah, but it's acoustic. It's an acoustic version of Steve McQueen. I'm like, I was it's kind of hard to find that album, so I was excited.
I have that. It just got reissued a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did it? I'll look again.
Yeah, you can find it. Yeah, I have a copy of it.
It's been a while since I looked. London Grammar, I love their debut album, so that was kind of exciting. There's the Sisters of Mercy that I was like, The Suede, I would rather it be that album and not the demos from it. But there's a Romeo Void, but again, it's concert.
It's live,
And it's 1980 too. That doesn't have Never Say Never or any other big
songs. Yeah, it's before
and it
that.
Probably sounds horrible.
I'm sure it does. The Cranberries, the Bury the Hatchet, I actually like that album. So those are a few things that I want, but there's not a lot. The Addicts, I was really excited that the Addicts were on the list, but not the album I want. Fuckers.
Re-release Kaleidoscope. Tangerine Dream, please.
God's sakes. Your Tangerine Dream, yeah.
Get on that.
Going to be just...
Yeah, anything from Tangerine Dream from 1978.
There he goes again with that. Tangerine Dream's the name of the album.
The name of the album, not
I'm talking about the band Tangerine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the band, because I actually bought a
I knew Pippin was talking about there's an album, because that's on his top of his list. I pay attention to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here. I'm here. Well, I'm here for all of you. But, right now, I'm here for Robert.
If this dude even pulls this record out, I will.
No, no, but I was going to pull a Tangerine Dream record.
Oh, I've got a Tangerine Dream album.
No, I bought a record store. Where the hell is that?
What did you get? The Poland concert?
What it is? A couple years ago, it came out. It's a picture disc.
Poland concert. It was a reissue.
Oh, here it is. Is this it? Is this maybe this isn't what I'm thinking of? But it turned out to be a picture disc. Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, so I bought this. This was a record store day, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's a concert from the Reims Cathedral in '74, and I was really excited about it. It's great. It's a double record. I mean, it's great. And everyone was saying
they've hidden the fact that it's a picture disc.
Yeah, look at that. No, this is great. Look at it. It's really nice. And then I pull it out, and I'm like, it's a fucking picture disc. No, it's
That's what
beautiful.
I'm saying. It looks like they've hidden the fact that it's a picture disc.
Yeah,
because usually it's just a cutout, and you see the actual disc
anywhere.
Wow,
no, it's gorgeous.
It's
absolutely
pissed.
gorgeous.
I mean, that's a pretty picture disc, but
it's absolutely.
I would
be.
It
sounds okay, but I never play it. I mean, it's a live unreleased concert from '74 on a picture disc.
Because I actually don't have the Violent Femmes first album. I always had a compilation with a few of those songs. I never did get around to getting that. So I thought, oh well, and then it's a picture disc.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah,
they're doing the Strawberry Alarm Clock too, Incense and Peppermints. That's another one I never actually got around to getting. So
I have one picture disc, and I bought it so that I could frame it and hang it. I'm not going to listen to it. So,
yeah, I bought a John McLaughlin picture disc a couple years ago. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it honestly it does sound pretty good, but I never play it. I knew that one was a picture disc when I bought it. So. But I never. Yeah,
usually it shows the disc and it has just a cutout on the front.
Oh, it's just in a plastic, like a very clear plastic sleeve that and you can see the picture.
So. Right? Yeah.
It didn't even say picture disc on the hype sticker.
That is.
There was nothing about it.
That's rude.
That's
underhanded.
Bastards. And it wasn't cheap. It was not cheap.
All right, so that's our review of Record Store Day. Our review of the band that was I do like the album cover of that. What were they called? The Greenhornes.
The Greenhornes.
I do like that album cover of that with that tiger on
there. I like it too.
And the tiger opens up. The tiger's a flap, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so we reviewed that and our tops and bottoms of 2000. Check us out next time. We will have an album review of Blondie's "Eat to the Beat" and talk about the tops and bottoms of 1973. So maybe it'll be more of a positive vibe than me trying to scrounge up 8 songs from 2.
If we loved every year, it would be boring.
I mean, a year, you should be able to find, come on.
I found a few things, but yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. Once again, I am Robert Fithen, along with
Richard at Calvin Wazoo,
Craig's Vinyl Plethora,
Mike at Hub Tunes.
Thank you so much again for watching, and hopefully, I just did it again. What the hell?
Hey, I just sang Hub Tunes.
We'll hopefully see you again next time. Be sure to check the comment section for my top 100 active rock charting songs and see if you can pick 10 out of that list.